Brexit evokes a range of responses, from the bemused, "what the heck is going on?" to the apathetic, "who cares?" Busy with their business, the government of India, as well as companies in India, are unlikely to have prepared a detailed plan to tackle the impact of Brexit on their import, export, and foreign direct investment patterns with the United Kingdom and with the European Union. So, how should India respond to Brexit? Here's what Delhi and Mumbai need to get going on right away. Let's first take a look at what the Indian government needs to do. First, the government of India needs to bargain for new World Trade Organization trade terms on both goods and services with both the United Kingdom and the European Union. Rules that apply to the European Union with the United Kingdom in the EU should not be the same for an EU without the UK. Second, the government of India needs to resume free trade agreement negotiations with the European Union. Those have been in cold storage for several years. And the government also needs to prepare to launch FTA talks with the UK. The Indian government needs to do the EU FTA first. That's because depending on its Brexit terms, the UK may not be able to negotiate or at least implement any new FTAs for several years. When you sit across the table with the British, get the United Kingdom to ensure that the market access enjoyed by Indian exporters of agricultural and industrial products is not worse post-Brexit than pre-Brexit. In parallel, undertake the same exercise for India's merchandise exports with respect to the EU. And the same applies to services. Expand how India looks at its services trade. It's not just about securing access for people to work in the EU or the UK. Remember, immigration was a key motivation for the Leave vote. There are plenty of other ways that services are traded from India to the UK and to the EU. Indeed, step away from a policy that's been biased towards what the World Trade Organization's General Agreement on Trade and Services calls Mode 4, the movement of natural persons, and expand services delivery via Mode 1, cross-border trade, Mode 2, consumption abroad, and Mode 3, foreign direct investment. Now, Indian companies have traditionally used the United Kingdom as the launching pad into Europe. But it's time to look for new markets beyond the UK. The government will be unable to rely on the four freedoms guarantee of the EU customs union, free movement of goods, services, capital, and labor, by using the UK as a launch pad once the UK has left the EU. If Indian firms aspire to grow, and certainly if they seek to be pan-European, then they'll need to focus their mergers and acquisitions deals on the continent while holding on to their shrinking British market. But blockbuster M&A deals won't be enough. It's essential for Indian companies to appreciate how a customs union like the EU operates under international trade law. In sum, England's partition from the EU is India's opportunity for integration with the continent. Brexit should mean a lot for India.